With these incoming storms, that spells trouble for the flooding-plagued Shiloh community.
On top of that, residents just heard back from the state DOT, but the news isn't good. WDHN's Robert Smith breaks down why.
Open records request, the Shiloh community received a response from ALDOT this week about the voluntary resolution agreement for mitigation work that they say is stalling.
We didn't get a direct answer from ALDOT. They didn't tell us when they were going to get started or anything, and so that's what we want to know, when you're going to start this project.
Instead, they say the state is playing the blame game, pointing to one resident for possibly holding up the project. In the response, the state says one of the residents they reached out to, Willie Horsted Jr., did not respond back to the voluntary sale of his property, which is needed to do mitigation improvements. They say they had a scheduled meeting in December, but he failed to show up to the meeting at his own home. And after making several attempts to reschedule or hear back from him over at least 3 months, they still didn't hear back after setting a required deadline. However, other residents say he is one of 4 residents in the complaint affected by the flooding, who is also located in the back of the community and is not receiving the bulk of the highway stormwater. Yet the other 3 residents say they haven't been contacted at all.
The games that ALDOT is playing, and we don't have time for games. We want them to get to this thing and do what they're supposed to do and get us out of this, because the Shiloh community want to go back to a normal life. You know what I'm saying? Normal life. Our life has been disturbed for 7 years.
Williams thinks it's a tactic to divide the community and possibly wear them out so they would give up inherited land they view as generational wealth.
And anybody looking at this, it's a racial situation that is happening in the Shiloh community. It's not a question, is it? You can look at it and tell, we're African Americans and we've been treated wrong in the Shiloh community. And all we want them to do is fix what they messed up here and make the people whole.
Williams believes the state is using the settlement agreement and restrictive covenants against property owners, and they plan to send a letter to the state's legal bureau.
Everybody here just don't own just one parcel of land. They own multiple properties that are being affected by, the forced stormwaters from US Highway 84. And so it's against the law to try to come in and try to hold people hostage with their other property, and that ain't got nothing to do with what has happened to the other property that has a settlement agreement.
In Elba, Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.